Hi folks, welcome back to the cabin at Frog Hollow. Today Chris and I are tying some more flies. It's the season. This is mid-November and we're tying some steelhead flies today. And today I'm going to talk about a fly we call the PCP Nymph. Generic peacock, copper, and pheasant is what the PCP stands for. Kind of a generic mayfly nymph that has been over the years a very productive steelhead fly. Also, it's a very good trout fly. Pheasant-tail nymph is nothing new to trout fishermen for sure. It's one of the top producing nymphs on the planet. This tied on a steelhead hook, 2457, which is a stout curved shank hook. Just very strong hook, needs to be for steelhead. Let's tie one. So we're going to use some brown 6/0 thread. We're going to dress the hook. Put a nice base layer down. We're going to go down on the bend of the hook just a little bit to give this more of a buggy look. We're going to add the copper wire, which is what we're going to use for ribbing. This is a medium copper wire, and tie that in. And next comes the pheasant part. This is a central feather. You see where I've cut out some splotches there. This is a central feather of a cock rooster pheasant. And so we're going to snip out a pretty good portion of this. Oh, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch. This is going to comprise the tail, the body, and the wing case. So we're going to make a relatively short tail on this. Not quite as long as the hook shank. That's going to get tied in first, kind of down on the bend of that hook, so we have a real buggy kind of nymph appearance. So that's the shortness of that tail. Next, we just bend that back a little bit, just like that. And we're going to start the wrap of this pheasant tail. And we're going to palmer wrap that forward to about 2/3 of the body, which is where we're at. I'll show you here in a second. We're going to wrap in front and in back because remember, the butts here are also going to be the wing case. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to counter wrap. We wrap the pheasant tail clockwise. We're going to wrap the copper wire counterclockwise, and I do this to lock in those delicate pheasant tail fibers. Make those wraps pretty concentric as you're coming up the shank of the hook, so it looks good. Wouldn't want a steelhead or big migratory brown trout to look at this and snub it. So we want it to look good. Snip that copper wire out. This butts of that pheasant tail are going to get tied back like so. And now comes the peacock part. So these are the hurls off the side of a peacock plume. I'm going to select 3 for this thorax. Those get tied in next. Snip those out. And I'm going to show you a trick here with peacock hurl. We're going to grab the peacock hurl and the thread, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use the thread with the peacock hurl And as it wraps, the peacock herl is wrapping around the thread to make a chenille. Now, I'm doing that because peacock herl is very delicate. And with the thread in there, it makes it bulletproof. So we're going to tie that off, snip that out, and now we're going to come across with the wing case. Wing case just gets folded forward, just like that. Lash down. Now I'm going to take 3 of these and I'm going to swing them out to the side of the fly. On one side, 3 on the other. And those are going to be some little short legs. I'm going to snip the rest of these fibers out, and then I'll trim those legs. Let's clean up that head a little bit. Looks pretty good. And then we're just going to snip these and let them flare along the side. I'm going to show you here. Just like that. Whip finish. Kind of have to be careful with a scud hook, this 2457. The eye points down so radically that sometimes the thread will jump off in it. So you have to change the attitude of your whip finisher just a little bit. And here are the legs coming off the side. You can see it in the camera there as I roll it around. And that is the classic PCP nymph that imitates so many aquatic nymphs that drift during the drift periods. Strong drift periods are typically early morning and then late afternoon, and that's when these guys are out and about and flushing around in the current seams and where fish pick them up and eat them. So, amazing fly. Caught hundreds of steelhead on it over the years. Fish it near the bottom, either under an indicator or dead drifting. You can do it check nymph styling. There's 3 or 4 different ways that you can get the fly down. But an excellent pattern for steelhead and big trout. Tie it with love and fish it with confidence.